So Nat, I got to tell you this story. I was on a Southwest Airlines flight a couple weeks ago, and I thought to myself as I'm sitting on the plane, and the plane was full. I mean, it is all most Southwest flights are. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? This would be a great franchise, Southwest Airlines. And I have flown a lot, right? In my corporate days, I was executive platinum and 150,000 miles, always gone and that kind of stuff. But as I sat on that plane, that recent trip, it just something about Southwest Airlines. Hello, and welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. We publish episodes twice a week about franchising and business. Each Monday, we'll release a 30-minute episode where we dive deep into a topic. Thursdays are our shorter, lighter episodes where we will discuss things like business resources or topics of personal growth. I am one of your hosts, Pete Gilfillan, and I'm joined with my business partner, Nat Truitt. And together we have every experience in business and franchise ownership. We have worked hard over the years to realize our dreams and control our own destinies. Our experience will help you become a better business owner and franchisee so that you can live life on your own terms. Let's just talk about Southwest Airlines. Wouldn't it be a great franchise?
Yeah, I love Southwest. I feel like they, kind of like franchising a lot of times is consolidation of mom and pop, or it's kind of like a reinventing the experience. I feel like Southwest has done a really good job of taking something that's really a commodity and making it much more experiential.
But isn't that true with franchising, right? I mean, you can go get a haircut, right? And you can go to another franchise and it's a different experience. And I think that's what separates Southwest is everybody is in the air transportation industry, but Southwest separates themselves. And one of the things that I kind of learned going through some of Darren Hardy's stuff is, it's about this idea of how do you separate yourself from the competition? So when I think of Southwest Airlines, it makes their unique proposition as one, there's no seat assignments, right? You get on and based on, kind of where you are in the queuing system. I love that you don't have to pay for baggage. You get 2 free bags. And certainly from the standpoint is my favorite part about it is if I change a flight, right, it doesn't cost me anything from that standpoint. I just have to change or pay the difference, right? And I think even the higher level tickets are refundable. Those are both things that nobody else is doing right now.
Yeah, I always kind of like to look and watch. I like to people watch. So when I'm at Southwest and I'm sitting there, it's always kind of fun to see the first timers. And they've got their ticket and they're kind of looking at it. And they're kind of like, where is B25? No, there's no assigned seat. You got to just wait till all the A's are gone, and then you line up.
Yeah. B25 might be an aisle seat at the very back of the plane. So,
exactly.
From a standpoint. No, I think it's one of the things that I find when I fly Southwest Airlines that separates them from everybody else is they're all about having fun. Right. They're telling jokes. They're doing different things as they're doing the safety announcements and stuff like that. And they just always seem to be smiling and having a little bit of fun. I think that's part of the DNA, what separates them from others.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely make it more fun. I also like how sometimes I'll also be sitting at the gate, people watching, and I'll be like, looking over, like, where's the plane? The plane's not here. It's like we're leaving in 30 minutes. And then the plane will kind of skid in on 2 wheels, roll up to the gate. All the passengers roll off, and somehow they're cleaning the plane. They turn it around, and we're up in the air 30 minutes later. It's like I don't even know how they do that.
Well, that's kind of like a franchise, right? Because they have very specific processes and procedures that can turn those planes faster than everybody else, right? It's about this idea of getting the plane clean and then getting people on the plane the most efficient way. And we'll call that a cattle car with Southwest Airlines. And I'm fine with the cattle car. I'm fine with the cattle car mentality as long as I've got A1. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So if I get
do you have to pay extra for that, Pete?
Well, maybe a little bit, but that's my first class when it comes to Southwest Airlines, right?
Exactly.
So, I think the cool thing is, and you see Southwest Airlines separating themselves from the competition. And, and we talk about this overall promise of getting people there on time. I think they're one of the best airlines in regards to getting people there on time.
Yeah, they are awesome. It's wintertime in Chicago, and I'm halfway between O'Hare and Midway, and I always choose to go to Southwest at Midway over the other airlines at O'Hare because I know that if there's a chance to get that plane up in the air, like Southwest is going to get it up, and then they're going to get me there on time. So the just very predictable. It's just they really have it figured out.
Yeah, and that's like a franchise, right? A franchise is a set of process procedures. It's a brand that's very predictable, and so I think we should talk to them about franchising. What do you think?
Yeah, that's yeah. I don't know if I could have how many guys have the wallet for that, but
All
I
right, all
mean,
right. So,
the
well,
other I'm just thinking out loud, but actually they're super good at marketing too. A lot of their like cheeky marketing and things like that, which again is kind of the value proposition of a franchise because franchise really handles most of the kind of marketing, coming up with brochures and taglines and all that kind of stuff comes out of the corporate office. So I think Southwest has done a great job creating culture and then also kind of marketing, their fun brand.
yeah. So, I mean, marketing as well as people, that's a big part of having your own business, and they certainly do a great job with it. They pick wonderful people, and most of them are very friendly. So,
Yeah.
that's my kind of airline. So I think, Nat, maybe next week we spend some time talking a little bit about all the different ways in which you can leverage your capital. Maybe we even bring in a guest or something that can give people like a little advanced education on all the different options we could fund a franchise if we choose to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think a lot of people don't know about some of the SBA products that are out there. And it really is it's a good environment right now for lending.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of money available.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Hire Yourself podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give us a rating, and leave a comment on iTunes or wherever you're listening to our podcast.